Hey bud, I just wanted to give you a video that you can refer back to remember the music theory and the guitar fretboard stuff that I was trying to teach you when you were here. I know you said you were looking on YouTube, and YouTube is great. There's a lot of great information on there. It can be like a needle in a haystack, where YouTube is the haystack and you don't even know what kind of needle you're looking for. You stumble across something that looks cool, that looks like it might be a cool needle, and it is, but then you're like, well, I don't know how to use this, I don't know where it fits in, I don't know how to practice this. So it can be overwhelming, and you can kind of get lost in it, and you don't really know what you need to start with and what's next after that to make a logical progression. So I'm going to try to help you if you're I just want to give you some basics to start with that is going to open up a lot of doors for you to be able to play the kind of music you want. So you're making music you like, you're interested and engaged, and you're learning and progressing. Okay. So first thing you need to learn is the major scale. On the piano, let's see if I can. No, I'm not gonna. Where am I? All right, I'm just gonna show you on the guitar. This is a G right here on the 6th string, the lowest string. This is the 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string, 6th string, 3rd fret. That's a G when the guitar is in standard tuning, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. E, oops. That's E. This is B. I cannot read my piano. Oh my God, it's A. E, A, D, G, B, E. E. A. D. G. B. E. Okay, so that's how you tune the guitar. Yeah, let me teach you how to tune the guitar really quick. So I find this to be the foolproof method. It's not foolproof, it takes some learning, but play here at the 12th fret where you have your two little marks right here, this 12th fret. You're going to put your finger directly over that fret and then play your 5th string or your A string. And that plays what we call a harmonic. If you put your finger over all of these dots, over all the frets at the dots, the 3rd string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and 12th fret, you'll hear what are called harmonics. Physically, in the world of physics, what it is you're cutting the string into different ratios of the full length of the string from the nut to the bridge is 1. 12th fret is half. I don't know what these ratios are, but there's some ratio that causes it to be like a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th of the full ratio. So you have the string that's able to vibrate and resonate at a different frequency than the one it's tuned at, even though it's not fretted down. So the 12th fret, with it being cut in half, it sounds an octave higher. So you have an A, but then at the 12th fret you have the A harmonic, which sounds 1 octave higher. Octave, by the way, means you go up 8 notes. Oct, 8. You start on A. We start on A on the keyboard, and then we go up 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, sorry. 8, well, including the lowest note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the same note, but it's just one register higher. But on the guitar, you have your A string, and you have an A octave. Here's the 9th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret. That was a little harder to make it sound. But anyway, that's really cool to explore for later. You can also use that for tuning, which it's easiest to use it here at the 12th fret. So the A string with the harmonic sounded. Now we have an A that's an octave up that's easy to tune other notes to. All right, so let's say my E string is out of tune. What we're listening for is you have to learn how to identify beats, which is when two notes are out of tune, they go like woo, 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 woo. You can hear it. You can hear the two wavelengths of the two different notes crashing together. When they are perfectly in tune, those beats start to slow down. It's like whoa, 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 and then they stop when they're perfectly in tune. You're gonna have to learn you have to train yourself to hear those beats. You have to like listen really closely and listen for that dissonance, and then you have to listen for it to slow down and finally to stop. And you can also, when you get really good at this, when you get them perfectly in tune, you can actually hear an overtone. You can hear the two different notes. They're so perfectly in tune that they actually like resonate and create higher sounding frequencies that didn't exist when you just played the note until there was something sympathetic playing along with it. But anyway, just to tune these two notes, what you want to hear is not that. Maybe you can hear that. It may be hard to hear on that camera, but I can hear a little bit of vibrating. So for the 6th string, the E string, what you're trying to do is this is an A, so you're going to fret the E string so it sounds like an A, and you want those two notes to be perfectly in tune. Although this A is an octave higher than this A, they're the same note, so you can tune them together. That sounds good enough for me now. Now we're going to go to the A string again with the octave harmonic. Then we're going to go to the 4th string, the D string, at the 7th fret to make it sound like an A. I'm going to do the same thing here. It sounds terrible. Well, listen to those beats disappear and clean up as I get this note in tune. It's hard to do when I'm trying to show you on the camera. One more thing, you always want to tune by adding tension. You never want to tune by releasing tension. You have to release tension to get, if you went too far past your being in tune, then you have to detune it. You have to tune it down, release tension, but then you want to tune it down past where you need to go and then add tension to bring it back up. Because when you're releasing tension, the string, it could be in some kind of state of flux. Whereas if you're adding, meaning like the string could still kind of budge because it slides through the slots in the nut here. It also has to wrap itself around the post on the tuning peg. So when you're detuning, things could slide unless you're tuning up. You're adding tension, which means you're going to pull all the tension out of wherever there's going to be sliding things, and you're adding tension to the string which means that there's nowhere it's gonna slip because you're adding tension. You're not releasing tension for it to be wibbly wobbly and then, oh, we wanted to slip here. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, always tune up. Always release the tuning down. And then tune back up. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a very, very slow wave. It's like, woo. That's pretty good in tune. You could leave it there if you wanted it to, but just for your own curiosity and for perfection's sake later on down the road, just know that that means that it's slightly out of tune. That's out of tune because I fretted it in the wrong place. All right, so the A string, the fifth string and the third string, this is a difficult one, especially on Epiphone guitars for some reason. This note is just funky, and honestly, I don't have it mastered at this point. One reason why is if you add too much tension to this note, listen to how it changes. It's almost like I'm playing a vibrato on it because I'm adding more tension, which means because it's so close to the nut here, when you fret it down, it's actually adding a lot of, you're changing the tension. Every time you fret a string, you're adding tension to the string. You're adding an infinitesimal amount of tension. So theoretically, you're pulling the string out of tune as you fret it down. It's not so theoretical here because you're so close to the nut and you're adding a lot of tension to get it, that distance between the nut and the fret is a pretty steep angle all the way up here. So it's just weird with the tension, how the tension changes. And if you add more tension, you can actually pull it out of tune. So if it's kind of subjective based on how hard you're actually pulling the string and lots of other things, how your bridge is adjusted. You can actually, these little saddles here, you'll notice there's screws on the top side of your bridge. You can adjust those screws to move the saddles up and down to make it tune properly. I won't go into that right now, but a lot of variables can affect how this works. Bottom line is, just do the best you can. You may have to adjust it. I always tune it, and then I go back and play chords. I play the E chord, play the A chord. I just play the cowboy chords, the open chords at the the top of the neck. A minor, C major. That sounds a little bit out of tune. So then I'll just tune it up a little bit. Okay, now it sounds a little bit too sharp in the E chord, so I'm gonna tune it down just a little bit. It's really beyond the scope of this video to show you how to get that in absolute fine tune, but just know that that string is going to be a booger. The third string, the G string, is going to be a bit of a booger, and you just got to play with it. Now we're going to do the second string at the 10th fret to make it sound like an A. Close enough. On the first string, you're going to fret it right here at the 5th fret to make it sound like an A. So that's how you tune the guitar. You always want to start with an in-tune guitar because that sounds better. It's more fun to play that way. Now that our guitar is in tune, we can learn how to play a major scale.